Hello everyone, welcome again to the MVP show, which is hosted by CSharpCorner community. And as you know that from last two sessions, we have been discussing about that customer insights. So we will continue on the same topic, and now today we have some more, new topic that we want to include, and we will be discussing on that. And so let's see how this is basically that high level agenda for today. So we'll start with the basic introduction, and then we will see how what are basically like in earlier session we discussed about the contents, how we can create contents, and how we can use that existing controls to do those contents. But what do when we have the content ready, when we want to send to our customer, so how we create that list and how we create the target customer, that's what we are going to discuss today. So we will discuss about the segment. That's a very key important part of that customer insight journey. So we'll discuss how we can create segment, what are the different ways of creating it, how we can use triggers to create our segments, and how we will see that we can set up the goals of that how it's performing, and what's basically the performance of our customer insight journey. Okay, and then we'll see that what are the criteria that we want to set the boundary, that okay, this is that basically exit from this our journey. Okay, and then we'll discuss about that frequency cap as well, and then we'll see the demo of this complete topics that we discuss today. Okay, so before jumping into that main topics, let's have a quick introduction about ourselves. Myself Mahender, and I have my friend Venkata with me. So we both are Microsoft MVPs, and we have been working like more than 10 years on the Microsoft technologies, and we are both CSharpCorner community MVPs as well. Okay.
Hi everyone.
So I will be taking the PPT part, and then I will pass mic over to my friend Venkata, and he will be taking care of the demo. Okay. So let's jump into that our main topic. Yeah. So as I said, like last couple of last two sessions actually, we have been discussing about that customer insight. So we saw that that when we have some kind of marketing event that we want to perform, and when we have some kind of new product or new feature launch, and or maybe we want to get some more customer from the market, and somehow we want to pass that information to our customer. So whether it's those are existing customer, or we are trying to acquire some new customer from the market. Okay, depending on the different sources. So we utilize the customer insight. Okay, in the customer insights we have different controls, different features that we can utilize to create our contents. We can generate those content ourselves, or we can use the AI features that we discussed in last sessions, how we can use the AI feature and get help from that to generate that email content, or the contents of that material that we are preparing to send our customer. Okay, so continuing on that, today we are discussing about how we can create the segment. Segment is nothing but the list of the customer whom we want to target. Okay, so where we want to send all that emails and all the materials that we have been preparing for the marketing. So we have different options to create the segment. So we can use the demographical details, or their behavioral details, for example, from where they are coming. So maybe the let's say, for example, if I want to target that list of the customer who is residing in Delhi. Okay, or maybe I'm saying that okay, in that particular journey I want to target that list of the customer who is coming into my website, and they are putting some comment over there, or they are filling some form. Then based on that, when I will get that response, I will include them in the journey. Okay, so those kind of things that we have here, that we can use to create our segments. And we'll see that we have different other options to use the triggers as well. So we can use the built-in triggers that will we'll see list of the triggers, that when this will happen, include that customer, or include that whoever is that audience to this list, or capture the data. or we can also create our own custom triggers. Okay, so that's what we are going to discuss today. So let's jump into that segment. So if you are basically, you already, been working with Dynamics. So earlier we used to have a marketing module in Dynamics, and we used to have the marketing list there. Okay, so segment is nothing but that kind of the marketing list that we prepare. Okay, so here we target our customers. Basically in the main, while creating the segment, it asks you to select that customer. So we have two type of customer that we target here, basically for setting up that segment. Initially that's the contact and the lead, but further when we are creating that, we can also use that all the related entities. So for example, if I'm selecting the contact, I can see all the related tables which is there for the contact. So I can use any other attributes or any other data that from coming from the table. Based on that, I can design my conditions. So that kind of thing can be seen here. So if you can see on the screen here, we have options for the the target audience that I have selected. When creating the segment, I selected I want to use main entity as a contact, and then under that contact it's showing me the list of that attribute, what are the different attributes that I can utilize. And then there are different related tables, so it shows me the related tables that is available, and I can utilize their metadata as well to design this segment, right? So we can use any attributes here. So when we will click on this, it will I will show you in the next slide. It will show you the list of the fields that is available on the contact entity. We can use those fields to set up our conditions, or we can also do other kind of use other kind of behavior. Just like for example, if we are using any marketing website or our website contact us page, or we are doing some kind of event, on that event, we whenever we will capture all that event registration. From that information we can capture and we can create the segment, or we can use any other channels. For example, if some we have done something on the Facebook, okay, and we have posted something and somebody's responding that they are adding comment over there. From there also we can capture that audience, and we can include them in the segment, right? And then we can have our own different options here, where we can decide that, okay, this is the criteria to include them and this is the criteria to exclude them. So we can set up the boundary. Okay, so what are the conditions? If the audience or the customer will fulfill this condition, that means they will be part of our segment. If they are not fulfilling this condition, it means they are not part of our segment. So those kind of things can be done while creating the segment. So this is the another feature that we have when we create the segment. So again, I will relate this to the marketing list that we used to have earlier in CRM. Earlier we used to have two kind of marketing list: dynamic marketing list and the static marketing list. So it's kind of same thing here. So while creating that segment, we have an option here to set up the refresh rate. So we have an automatic refresh, or we have a static snapshot. So automatic means like we will set up the condition, and then based on that condition, the member will be added to this segment automatically. Okay. So just an example, let's say for example, I'm saying that I have to create a segment where I want to include all the customer from the Delhi. Okay. So let's take an example. Right now I have a 8 customer or 10 customers that is included here, and I use the automatic refresh. Now let's say in future, after some time, we got new customer and they are from Delhi, then that customer will be automatically included into my segment. So that's what we have here. The automatic refresh means based on the condition, it will automatically add new member to the segment. Whereas the static one is that this is fixed at the time of create. Whenever I'm creating the segment, whatever condition I'm adding here, based on that it will include those member, and those member will be still there. So that's what we have, the static way of creating that segment. So these are basically two refresh options that is available. Now, so this is basically here, as I was referring, that designer here, where we can create the segment. We can see here when as I said, that when we will expand that contact table, we will see a list of the fields here, and I selected that address one city. So I clicked on the plus sign, and it came here on this editor, where we can design just like here the field is there, their operator is there, and we can compare with the list of the value that we want to compare. So I'm comparing, if that address one city is equal to Delhi, I want to include those members. Okay, so we can create multiple subgroups here, we can add new rows, we can apply different operators to say that okay, all these conditions. So this is very easy way. Simply you can just select and design your segment criteria that we want to include those kind of members. Okay, so once you have this conditions ready, that okay, these are the condition I want to include them. So you can see here we have the options that is available of the members and estimate, and then the view sample. This is that the number of member which is basically going to include into the segment. So when we click on that estimate, it will show you the list of that customer. So for example, 5, 10,000, 2,000, how many customers that's basically coming into that based on the condition. So it will show you here. And when you will click on this, you can see on that it will show you one subgrid where you can see that okay, these are the member that's basically coming into this criteria, and they are here to be included into this segment. Okay, so once we have that, then there is a button over there, will show on the demo. There is basically ready to use, where we can click on that. That's basically a way of publishing our segment, that our segment is ready to be used into creating our journey. Okay, so that's the ready to use button, ready to user button, that we click on that, and it basically become kind of a read only. Then after that you cannot do on any changes on that. Okay, so now working with triggers. So here, as I said, that we have two options. One, we can create a segment where we can manually write that list of the conditions to include the member, or we can define a trigger that when this trigger will be fulfilled, the member will be included into the segment. Okay, so here these are the list of that triggers that is available here. So it's small, but when we will have the demo, we'll be able to see it. So these are out of the box trigger that is created. So for example, here that a contact record created. So let's take an example. I'm saying that whenever a new record created for the contact, I want to include that into the journey. Okay, so maybe let's take an example. We have one welcome email that we used to send, and we have created one segment, and there we have the content design where we send that welcome email to the customer whenever a new contact is created, right? So in that we have a trigger that when the contact is created, so as soon as we will create new contact record, that member will be added into there, and that will become part of that journey. So whatever we are sending information to that members of the journey, that contact will receive it, right? So that's another example. Let's say for example, we are sending some email, and when somebody is opening that email, so we want to know that okay, this they have opened that email, so we want to do some kind of follow up. Maybe let's take an example. As I said, that we are launching some new product, okay, or new feature, and we send email to the customer about that product and feature, and if they are opening it, maybe we want to follow up after some time that okay, what is your view on that? Are you interested on that? Do you want to know some more detail about our feature and product and all those? So those kind of thing can be done using the triggers. So when we create the trigger here, we have two type of trigger. One is the Dataverse trigger. So this trigger is basically related to that Dataverse tables and that entity. We can say entity or tables. So it's basically all those that what we have normally, if you have seen on the Power Automate, we have different type of trigger. So those kind of trigger is available here, that when the record is created, or when the record is updated. So those kind of thing can be done on the Dataverse trigger. Whereas the custom trigger is basically provide us the option, the flexibility that where we can write our custom code. Okay, and we can also integrate with the other source of uh, uh, the source of the data, for example the website, IoT devices, and all these things. Okay, so we can consume those custom trigger, integrate the custom applications, and include bring the data into dynamics, and then we can utilize those as a part of our segment. So these are the two things that we use on the trigger. So as you can see here, when you will start creating on the trigger, it will give you that option, that which option you want to use. Okay, so now we have that segment ready. So we saw that we can create our segment manually, where we can include members, or we can use the trigger to create that segment and create that members, right? So when creating the journey, it will also ask you that, okay, we want to create the journey, what is basically, how you want to target that list of the members, list of the customer. Do you want to use the trigger based, or you want to use the segment based? Okay, so if you will select the segment base, that you can see here, that these, it will show the lookup where we can select all our existing segment that we have created, and those are basically published. Okay, so they are ready to use. And if you will select the trigger one, it will go ahead and then it will show you the list of the trigger that is available, which we can use for creating the journey. Okay, so that's, we have here two options. Now, let's take an example that we selected a trigger based. Okay, so then we will see that this screen here, this is kind of that editor. In the right hand side, we will see the different options, that okay, what are the criteria, or what are the trigger that we want to utilize. So for example, just like this, you can see here the contact address is updated. So as soon as the contact record address is updated, we want to include that here on this journey. Okay, then we have some other option. Do we want to repeat this? When we want to repeat this, this timings are there. When we want to after specific duration we want to repeat it, or we don't want to repeat it, those kind of thing is there. When we want to schedule it, so when we want to trigger that, when we want to start it, so we can select the time zone here. So it will show you the list of the time zone that is available, and then we can set up the start date and timing here, that on this time zone we want to start our journey on this particular date and particular time. Okay, so those things are available on the editor here. So these basically define, right? So when this journey is going to start, and it will repeat or not, what will be the condition trigger on this, that when it will start, right? Now, segment based, when we will do the segment based, in case of this segment based, it's kind of the same thing. It will ask you here that this lookup will be there, and it will ask you that, okay, which segment that you have already created. So this segment is, we have created this segment. So we have selected this segment, that based on this segment, we want to create our journey, and that here this frequency will be there. The same thing that, what just like when we want to repeat or not, so those kind of thing is here, that we can say that it's basically one time I want to do this, or uh, depending on that, what frequency you want to select for your journey, right? And same thing here, the time zone, and same. So this is a kind of same thing that we select on the trigger as well. Okay, so now when we are defining our journey on this, we selected the segment type, that how we want to use the segment based or trigger based. Then there are some other settings here which we can do. So of course, if we are doing something, and we might want to show that how our journey is performing, right? What is basically that response of that, what is the goal that we want to select. So these are the predefined goal that is available here, which we can select. So for example, we want to drive the purchase or engage some more customer or increase the loyalty. So these kind of things that is available here, or we can also create our custom goal. So whenever you will select any of these option, based on this option it will have its own property that it will show you that, okay, so for example, engage customer, so is there any target number of customer we want to include, or when what will be the number, then it will be, considered as a, okay, this goal of this journey is successful. Okay, so that is the minimum kind of customer acquisition, or maybe they will, acquire more customers. So how many customer we will acquire, and based on that it will decide that yes, we have fulfilled the goal or we have achieved the goal of our journey. Okay, now after that we also have this way of exit. So we can define the boundary here, that we can say that, okay, when this we want to exit the customer from this particular journey. So let's say, when they will exit, when some kind of event will occur, we can decide that, that, okay, when this event will occur, or maybe let's say some lead is there and then it will be converted to customer, then we want to exclude that member from there. If let's say we are trying to acquire some more customer, or gain some more customer, and we are working on the lead basic raw data, and we are just trying to convert them into the customer. So this may be a simple way of that, okay, when you are we have converted them into the customer, just bring them out of that, and similarly here we can also do some kind of thing on the segment type, that we want to bring out of the segment. So now after that they won't be part of the segment anymore, right? So when, let's say for example, when we will reuse that segment, or we want to run some kind of campaign, or some kind of this journey where we want to resend some kind of new information to the customer, we don't want to include those customers. So that's why we want to exit them from the segment. Okay, so this is the another thing that basically frequency cap, that where we are saying that, okay, we don't want to unnecessary sending that so many information or so many emails to the customer. So those kind of thing can be set up here under the frequency cap, where we can say that, up to this channel, how many channels that we are using. So it should not be like, we are sending the same one message from the different channels, right? So sometimes this the customer, when they will be getting so many emails, or maybe same email again and again, that's not going to help us, right? So whatever information that we are sharing with the customer, we need to set it accordingly, so that we are not unnecessarily fulfilling their inbox, and they are kind of blocking our email address, or whatever we are using for sending those email you know material to our customers. So that's what we set up on the frequency cap. Okay, so that's what I want to wanted to cover here on the topic. Now we'll see all these topics that we saw in the demo. So I will pass the mic over to my friend Venkata. Venkat, you can take
Yeah,
control, and you can share your screen.
sure. Thanks, Mahender. Thanks for your that good explanation about what are the topics that we are going to cover. Hi, everyone. Welcome again. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. So hope you can see my screen, right?
uh, Not yet. Yeah, you can see it.
Okay. So let me switch off my cam for some time. Okay. So as mentioned at the starting of it, so this was the landing page of the customer insights. Okay, so by default you can select this one, customer sites journey. So there are quick way of doing it from the home page itself, directly creating a journey. In that journey we are going to select the triggers and also the segments as well. Okay, so if you let me zoom in here. So this was the segment that we are having it, and this was the segment. These are the okay, these are the triggers, journeys, and the segments. This is what we are going to see it in the as a part of the demo, how we are going to create it. Okay, so I'm going with a step by step process of it. Like we'll be starting with the segments. So just I'm creating one new segment here. So you can select the target audience. There's a contact or the lead. So for now, I'll give this one. It's contact segment, and I will be going to create this one. So once this is done, right, so by default a segment will be created. And what is the main intention of this particular segment, right? We have the different filter criterias that we can use it, like attribute group and behavioral group existing, including contacts and the exclude contacts. Here my use case was, I am going to add one attribute group. In that I'm going to use here the city. So this is address one city. So let me okay, so let me it again. So this was the address one city. You will get one plus sign here. Just you click on, and you can see that is the group one. So here I can also change the details as well. But for now, just for this purpose, I'm going to add it here to the existing group, that is the group one. So I wanted to send this kind of details only for the people who are present in the Delhi region only. So where the address one city is Delhi, that's where I am going to use my particular journey as a part of this implementation. So before that, so you can save this. So my segment has been created. So if you see few of the elements that are present, like we can also add some related tables like the lead, event registration, and the topics also, and behavioral like customer voice, email, marketing event, and marketing form, and the push notification and text messages. And we can also use the existing segments as well. This was the one that I have created earlier. Okay, and also other options, we have the include contacts and the exclude contacts. And if you click on the settings, right, this is what has been mentioned. This is nothing but the refresh rate. That means so the segment membership will update automatically, or static snapshot, which a segment membership is fixed upon the publish, so no update, automatic updates. That means, right, so whatever the segment that we are forming here, if we keep this as an automatic refresh, then automatically this segment which have been referred in the respective journeys, they get automatically refreshed. Okay, so this is nothing but an automatic sync kind of thing. But if you are going with the static snapshot, then you have to come here and again save that and do all that respective details. We also have the other option of this custom form. For now, just I am giving it for the refresh rate here. I'm not changing anything. So this is how you can create the segment. I will click on the ready to use. Okay, So as mentioned, right, until the contact segment, this segment is in draft, you can do any kind of changes. But once we publish the details that is ready for segment to be published, then in that particular case, this all segment will be become as a read only view. So to make changes to the segment, I will select on the edit. So if I click on the edit again, I will get like this. Okay. Now so I'm not going to do anything, just I'm clicking on discard changes again and move to the read only review. So this is how you can create any particular segment here in the as a part of these details. So here the takeaways of this particular segment creation is we are going to we have used the group. In this particular group, I am defining the set of people who have the city as Delhi, and I have used this automatic um, update of it, that is without going for an manual snapshot of it, and then I have updated that respective details. So how you are going to publish any segment is this is if you click on this finish editing. So just if I can edit, click on edit, I say that Delhi. If you click on this finish editing, then the segment is getting ready to take a fraction of seconds. Okay, so this is how a segment is created. So from segment also you can create an journey. Okay, but I'm going into an step by step process here. Now let us go to the respective other things like the triggers. So triggers are present under this engagement is the triggers. So there are few out of box triggers that are present where you can readily use them. Okay, and so these are the things that if you observe, right, the ready to use triggers that are present, which have the bot SMS and the contact update, contact address updated, bot email link clicked. So let us see just one existing trigger and see how it looks like. So what it was mentioned is so bot email tinker. It has the attributes that is the customer data, contact lead, which is the action ID, the text, all these details that are predefined. Okay, so whenever in order to make this particular trigger work, you have to configure like this. In the same way for bot SMS clicked, we'll see it. Okay, what are the action ID, the text, bot detection reason, business unit, all these details that are present. So this is how you can see about the all the triggers that are present by out of box only you will get it. So but let us go and create one new particular trigger. Okay, so here to create an I'm going to name that one. So here, what are the trigger points for it? Okay, that means which action, if it gets performed, this trigger will start running it. That is, when a record related to customer is created or updated, then only this will activate the trigger. Okay, now so the name of the trigger is there, and I have created this one, the table record or the created as an the action. So I'm going to say about the contact. So if I select this particular contact, so for the people who works on the Power Automate flows, they should be familiar about all these things like trigger. If you select a trigger, you will get an action. In that particular action, if you consider a table, and in that particular table, you will select one particular table, and on that particular table. So this is what that is common. Okay, and who is the audience for this particular trigger? So here I have to mention one particular contact and choose the table column. This is the company name, and I can give this as a new record created. Okay, so see this customer trigger. Okay, on which table it will trigger? On contact table. Who is the audience for the trigger? The list of contacts. Which attribute contains the audience is the company. If I wanted to change, I have the other details as well. A parent contact is also present. So for now, I can keep the company name if it see it. Okay, and any new record was created and existing record was updated. So these are nothing but the different kinds of messages that we have. One is the record creation and record updation. If you select on any of the above, then irrespective of the contact is created or a record was updated, this particular trigger is going to uh, work it out. Okay, now just I'm clicking on this particular ready to use. So at the back end, what it was happening was a trigger is getting created. What this will trigger will do it will goes to the contact table, and then it will get that respective details. Okay, now I click on the ready to use. It is getting ready. Okay, so okay, yeah, it was saying that yeah, the trigger is ready, and okay, my trigger is ready and it is ready to use. Okay, so now from segment also we got an option to create a journey, and also from the trigger also I got an option to create an particular journey. Now let us go back before going that to the triggers. Let us go and see it here in the triggers whether my custom trigger has been created or not. It is being reflected. Yes, it is being reflected. Okay, so these are the things that are present. If I just open it, and then I can see the respective details it is ready to use, and stop. This is nothing but in a power in any of the Power Automate flows, we have an option to stop the flows and all right. In the same way that the trigger also, we can either delete it or we can stop them as well if at all they are not in the use. Okay. Okay, so let us see the other option of it, like when a customer interacts with the website or app, this require code integration by a developer. Okay, this requires some kind of custom things which are not a kind of out of box things. Okay, so now if we go back to this particular journeys, okay, we can click on this new journey, and in this particular new journey, right, we have as usual our Copilot was there to guide that respective people respective people, so that okay, what was this saying? Okay, when a contact registers a marketing event, send them a reminder email if they don't check in for the event. Send a promotion email targeting loyalty members and follow up based upon whether the email link is clicked, or send a personalized text message to audience these things about. Okay, so we can try about this one, like right. So what I'm doing that I'm skipping this particular Copilot one. So yes, so if you observe, initially we started with a segment based one, where in the segment you see the journey, create new journey option. In the same way, for if I go for the trigger, I have an option to go for a new journey. In the same way, now I came to this particular new journey. So in this particular new journey, what I am going to do here was I'm going to select first um, the customer segment journey. I will keep like this one. Okay, now I will select my okay, this is contact segment journey, right? Okay, And what I'm going to do here was I'm going to create on the contact segment, which are the audience is the contact. And if you observe the select the frequency, I'm going to select one time journey with the static audience, one time journey with newly audience, and repeated journey. I want a one time journey with the static audience. And if you go with the respective titled one, so select the start date. I will say that okay, let's keep this one. I'll keep that details like maybe at 10. Choose the time in the future because already we are past the 10, right? That's the reason it is saying. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this particular create. So now what we have done till now was created an journey. In that particular journey, I have selected my segment which is present already created at the earlier part of the session. And then what I am going to do was I am going to click on this one contact segment. So here what I'm going to do is send so these are the options that we are having it, like add an action, that is message, AI powered actions, conditions, activities, and the connectors. Okay, so what I'm going to do send was just I click on the email. Okay, so just I will select one particular email where I can also create the another email. Yeah. Okay, so what I'll do, right, just I'll add some kind of thing as my product launch, and I'll be going to select that one. Okay, um, I'll select this for a change, and I'll be selecting this one. It is taking some time. I have selected it. Okay, the details are present. What I will do, right, just as per the last time, we'll save this one. Okay, uh, and just I will click on the ready to send. So it is loading. It's validating at the back end. Okay, the subject content part is missing, so you have to provide that particular respective subject. Yes, I'm giving an add a subject. Okay, so yeah, so without listing some details. Okay, skirt changes. Okay, so this is the thing, and add the subject. Okay, Okay, so I'll select this one, and I have kept this particular email with this is the details. Again, I have other channel is also present, where I can use the respective details. Like if I wanted to go for the other challenge, this is a new custom message channel which I can create it. So I can select one particular channel. As of now, there are no particular channels that are present, so that's why I don't get these particular channels. Okay, just as a message and send to the mobile phone. Okay, so this is how, right, you can keep these particular details of this particular journey. Okay, so what we have done, your journey start and I am sending one particular email, and then I am sending to the mobile phone. Okay, let us see here the details. If I go for the entry, what is the entry here? The audience, one time frequency, and the schedule is on the 11 p.m. And exit details are the complete all the steps. These are the things, this default exit. And there are alternative exits that are also present, which we can see it. And the goal, select the goal of the journey. I can say the engaged customers, and number of percent, number of people needed is, I will give some 10. So choose in okay, contact created. And then if I go for this one, apply the frequency, skip commercial messages. I don't want to apply any of these things. So I have some issue here in it, because the reason is channel I don't have the details. So what I'm going to do, just I'm deleting it. Okay, now if you observe, my journey is been present. Let me save this one. Okay, and then publish this particular segment journey. So what it is saying, your customer journey is published. We'll collect data about how people are interacting with the journey and generate a report so that you can see how it's been long. So getting journey published. So for the time being, right, what we are doing here, journey, selected a segment. On that particular segment, I have designed the entry and also the exit criteria of the things. What I'm directly giving it is, just I'm specifically mentioned the engage customer options as a particular goal. And as a part of the set journey, the exit criteria, just I made it as the default exit, like the complete all the steps related. Okay, and also there was a frequency cap that is present, where you can skip the commercial messages if the cap is needed. Otherwise you can apply you, there is no need for you to apply the frequency cap on that one. Okay, so if you see at the background, the journey has been created. So just is skipped. So now this particular journey has been created and it is in running mode. Now let us go to one particular contact and just create one particular contact and see it. Okay, let's see it. Okay, okay, a contact has been created. Now we'll go and see this particular journey, how it has been uh, performing. So this, as this okay, as this particular segment journey has been scheduled at 11 p.m., right? So this journey will start at the 11 p.m. So whatever the contact got created, right, then that will pick up this particular journey and send an particular email for with that these particular details to that particular one. Now let us go back to the journeys again and select. skip and create from journey. Okay, what I'll say that the contact trigger journey, I will select this trigger based, and then I'll be select like when a contact has been um, created, just add an action. You can add this particular contact created and give a condition like contains data. Okay, is not empty. I'll keep that one condition, and then just I am clicking on create. Okay, so now for this contact trigger journey, I got this particular contact created. So what I'm going to give here is just I'll keep an wait time. And what are they waiting for? Just I'll say that upon specific date and time, so till this particular time, right? So you don't do this one. So what I'm going to do here, I will be just setting here that the 11 p.m. Okay, and now I'll keep the text message, or maybe okay, as a task. So what is the task is, we'll see it whether any templates that are available previously. Okay, I don't have any. Okay, let's keep it as an task update required. So assign to just as an contact owner. I'll keep it due after 7 day, 1 day. After 1 day, I want this one. Please update your task. Okay, so these are the things that are present, and let me click on this particular save. Okay, so if you observe here, just I have used the same one. What is the trigger? And after that particular trigger, what kind of the condition what I am using, that I have used it here. After that the wait was over, that is after 11 p.m., this task gets created and the talks get created. Now I click on publish. So what was happening here was at the back end, that and journey where the trigger has been, okay, a journey with a trigger as a base has been created, where whenever any contact has been created, then a task will be sent to that particular contact after 1 day, saying that please update the details of the task, like that. Okay, so as these are the kind of customer insights, you can say that please whenever any new customer or the contact has been added in that place, um the details can be given. Okay, so I'll going to just skip on it. Okay, so my published journey has been present. So if I click on what next, so it was saying that let us go with the next, see how your message is doing, get all your index in one place, and got it. Okay, so this is how you can generally get all the journeys and the respective ones. Okay, so if I go for the particular journeys, you will see the version number is also there. Any updates that you are doing it, that you will easily get to know about the respective details. Also, you can change, you can create a duplicate journey as well with respect to the trigger based or the segment based. So generally, right, for segment based, if you wanted to have for a group of people under the on one go, if you wanted to send, we will be generally using the segment journey. If it is for a trigger journey, like repetitively for irrespective of the group, if irrespective of the contact, if anybody wanted to see it, then we can see for that one. So once my journeys gets trigger, right, all the details will come and sit here as a part of my journey analytics. Okay, if you see here, I don't have any journeys that has been run from the last 3 months. The reason is I don't have any journeys. Okay, after 11 p.m. this journey will get triggered, and any contact that gets created post that one, right, then the journey will start. Okay, so with that, right, the major part of the uh, today's session has been covered. And so it is there are many updates that are coming here with respect to the customer insights, and you should be every time refresh about these things. See, there are few navigations that will be keep on changing it, but the concept remains the same. Okay, so Mahinder, do you wanted to add any other points?
No, I think what we discussed today you have covered on the demo. So I think on the closing note, I will just say that we will be back with the new topics on that, and stay tuned. And you can see, all of our earlier sessions are recorded and available on the C Sharp Corner Live and on the YouTube as well. So you can watch our, you know, previous sessions there. Share with your community, share with your friends, and stay tuned. And we will be back with the new topics. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.